It is an awesome way to make yourself different than your competition, which is. Hey, what's up, guys? Shawn King with Mr. Fence Academy, and I'm here today with Al Martins, the AKA Fence Armor dude. What's the significance between Fence Armor and Fence Academy? What's the relationship like? How'd that happen?
Well, I think it happened some years ago when we, I think, caught sight of each other on the web. Fence tools were still coming into play, and that was an exciting
Mr.
moment.
Fence Tools, yep.
So as I started to understand the ingenious ideas you had, I said, you know what, there is an opportunity here to work together. Because you're coming up with better ways to make a fence. Not like your grandpa used to.
That's right. I'm known for saying that. Ingenious ways on how to install fence, and that kind of corresponds to your product lines, which are ingenious ways on how to improve the life and performance of that fence, right?
And the curb appeal.
And the curb appeal of the fence, all three of those things. Yeah. Fence armor really is the protection for the bottom of the fence from the weed eaters, which is a classic problem that I'm used to dealing with in being in this industry for so long, growing up. It's one of those things I tell the homeowners. I remember a time telling the homeowners, just do not weed eat around the fence, and if you do, use a little battery-powered weed eater so it doesn't hurt anything. I remember telling them this because they knew it was a problem. Don't weed eat against those wood and aluminum and vinyl posts because you'll destroy them. And then here comes Fence Armor with these plates to go around it and they protect it, and how ingenious that is. That's the first part I really get to know. Yeah. But there's more to Fence Armor than just
Fence Armor has been growing, and it's no different than your tools. So as you start to understand your demographic, as it were, your customer base, you start to understand what are they needing. So then, of course, we built for wood, but then we realized that vinyl also gets damaged, right? That titanium dioxide, I believe, that is the UV protection, is only microns thin. And once that gets eaten, especially down in Florida, you see it all turns to chalk.
Yep.
So having that 5x5 vinyl protection is, great for us. It's been a great tool, and some people even use 3M two-sided tape to adhere to it instead of even our screws.
Oh, okay.
So, we've learned that, hey, there's a vinyl market, there's an ornamental market, which we'll see here tomorrow, that clips on the bottom of the ornamental. So we've started to realize there is a segment for that, but then there are post caps. Because as we started to learn that lumber is different throughout the whole North America. Yeah. And we make fence armor for all of them, but we started to look at the post caps. There aren't post caps for 3 5/8. They're post caps for 3 1/2, and you have to kind of press fit them.
That's right.
So we got into the post cap market with the universal.
With the universal post cap that fits a 3 1/2 all the way up to a 4 and what? 4 and 8. One cap fits all those.
You got it.
So much easier for us to order, stock, maintain, sell. Yep. It's just a whole better operation. So you got fence armor and post caps, right?
Yep. We got our finials to make them look beautiful.
Finials on top, which is just showing off at that point. They're just fancy.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, we even have one that's an acorn that you can fit into it. Flag.
Yep, quarter-inch diameter.
Diameter post. It can go in there and put those Canadian flags, American flags if you're in the States. There's another main product of yours we're going to be utilizing today. What is the?
Well, we started realizing not all posts are in the ground yet. So before you put a post in the ground, a wood post specifically, although we are working on a metal version for vineyards and so forth, but for wood posts, Postsaver. So when we put Postsaver, fence armor, and our post caps together, we combine that and call it a Signature Series fence.
What does that mean to a customer if they have a Signature Series fence?
Signature Series fence gives them a 20-year warranty. And in some cases, a lifetime warranty. Wow. Depends on the fence company.
Saying a post will not fail in 20 years.
Correct.
But what does a Postsaver do? I get people often, they don't understand the product. I hear comments like, well, that's just going to make it rot off faster and hold the water. I don't think they understand what's really happening, that a Postsaver is a sleeve, does not have a bottom, and does not go all the way to the bottom of the post, right? We're just protecting the part that's most susceptible to decay.
Water is not a problem.
Right.
You can take out a post from the ground and you still see the price tag at the bottom, even though it's buried in water. Yep. The issue is at ground level. It's warm. That top 8 inches of ground is warm and has oxygen.
Oxygen is key. So oxygen is what's missing in the lake, in the rivers. Oxygen is not at the bottom of the hole, right? Correct. So that's the difference. Those don't rot, but posts rot off at the ground level. We've pulled enough posts out of the ground. I just did one the other day, had concrete on it, and busted the concrete off. The post, you could still see beautiful wood grain through there like it was brand new, but right at ground level, it was rotten.
Because of that oxygen, to your point, and the warmth, that's where the fungus
That's
where all that stuff loves to live, and they need food.
So the Postsaver goes around the post. It's not just the sleeve. What else is inside that Postsaver makes it unique?
What's important is protecting at ground level. And that's why we have to be at least 2 inches above ground. Above, you're 12 inches below, it's a 14-inch long sleeve. The outer membrane is a shrink wrap, but inside is the bitumen.
It's toward the inside of the post sleeve, yes.
The key here is that would be a partial barrier. And you've seen people with tar paper, with rubber and other things wrap a post thinking it's going to solve the problem.
Right.
But what it doesn't solve is it still gets water, it still gets air. So what happens with the Postsaver is you put it on and then you heat shrink.
We use a torch.
You use a torch. Wood absorbs the bitumen. The membrane shrinks around it. And
Squeezes
now
it in tight.
That's air and
I've
water
seen
done.
it squeeze so tight that it squeezes water out of the post.
And so how does it work, right? So we're 4 feet in the ground, maybe you're 2 feet in the ground, it doesn't matter. That area, that 14-inch area, does not have significant amount of moisture. And we know from trees, water comes up the tree for capillary action.
Right.
And if there's water at the bottom, it comes up to the bottom of that sleeve. And since there isn't enough moisture to draw the water up, it just stops right there. Water can't get up the sleeve. Nothing for the bugs to eat. They walk away.
It is an awesome way to make yourself different than your competition, which is ultimately the goal, and show that your customers that you care about their fence product and their investment, better value in their fence.
If you're protecting the bottom, then of course around that Postsaver that's above the ground, you don't want to be weed whacking that membrane.
Right.
Anyway, you don't want to be weed whacking the post.
You don't want to tear it up.
So then Postsaver is natural to go around there. And then of course at the very top, same deal, it's a straw. If you're getting water at the top of the post, it's going down.
That's right.
So it's cracking and rotting at the top, so protect it with the cap.
Yep, put the cap on top.
So, and then of course, finally, and some fencers offer stain, and then of course we offer expert stain and seal to finish the job.
But that's how we relationship came to be, and that's why we are in Canada right now, digging some ginormous holes and building some really nice cap and trim fence with the Signature Series on it. There'll be more videos to follow along for us on how to apply the Postsavers and the fence armor and the caps today and tomorrow. And stand by, it's going to be some fantastic products, so stay tuned. Thanks for coming to Canada.
Thanks
for hauling me to Canada.